What's going on, everybody? Welcome to G Might As Well podcast, and today we're going to be talking about Daniel Jones, the QB from Duke that the New York Giant general manager Dave Gettleman thought was so good he should draft him number 6. Now, I don't know exactly what was going on, but you can see by the expression, if you watched it live, you heard the boos, you know exactly what's going on. Looking at it right now, I don't understand exactly why he's still in that position. This is a man that traded OBJ in his prime to the Browns and then turns around and drafts a quarterback that he wouldn't have gone in the first round if the Giants don't take him. So in my opinion, they would have had opportunity to get him later. And it's not to knock him because we don't know his talent until he gets out on the field. It's just for the fact that, like, bro, you took him number 6, dog. Like, there was a lot of other things you could have done. Like, you could have got Josh Allen. You know, like, it's certain things that I just don't understand with the New York Giants franchise. So let's go ahead and break it down, right? Dave Gettleman is a man that's saying Eli Manning still has a couple years in him, right? I don't know what years he's talking about, but I think that we've seen all that we're going to get out of Eli Manning. And in fairness to Eli Manning, that playoff game against the Packers that they went out there, they lost or whatever like that, I'm going to tell you this. That was the last time that I saw Eli Manning play well. That was pretty much the last time that I saw him play well. OBJ obviously wanted to go, to the beach and party it up, Trey Songz, on yachts, doing everything like that. Eli Manning came to play. That was playoff Eli. After that, I don't know what's been going on with that man. And I think that, he gets a lot of praise. Obviously, he beat the greatest quarterback of all time twice. So after you do it, like when you do it the first time, people can complain, yo, bro, it's luck. That's luck right there. When you do it a second time, though, it's like, when you look at his face, you don't really know what's going on because he doesn't know what's going on. But that's always been Eli's mannerisms. Right now, even in the later stages of his career, we know what's going to happen, dog. Like, I think that this was done intentionally and they didn't take Dwayne Haskins because I think they would have had pressure to put Dwayne Haskins in. But what's weird about it is the Redskins took Haskins, and now you got to deal with them in the division, and it doesn't look really bright because what's going to happen is, remember, if this guy Daniel Jones doesn't turn out to be anywhere near what anybody thinks, I don't even know what people think about him. I want you guys to tell me. I saw some of it. I didn't know who he was until after he was drafted, and I looked at some of the things that the Giants tweeted out. And I looked at his highlights. He reminds me a lot about like Phillip Rivers, stationary quarterback, looking down his reads. He has obviously a different throw motion, but not saying he's going to be Phillip Rivers, but that's what he reminded me of by just looking at his clips. Because Phillip Rivers, in my opinion, he's a very good quarterback. I don't know what we're going to get out of Daniel Jones, but that's just what I saw. When I was looking, I'm like, yo, the guy stands there, he's looking kind of wild, and then he's throwing the ball wild. It's something about him that I don't know if he's going to make it with the New York Giants. But again, he could turn out to prove us all wrong. Now, Dave Gettleman, I don't know if he's going to be, I don't know if he's been drug tested lately. I don't know if he's going through problems in his life. I don't know if he's sabotaging the New York Giants, but it just looks really weird with what's going on. I can't really put my finger on it, but again, OBJ, right? That trade, it doesn't make any sense simply because they gave him the money first. So, if you just get rid of him outright and just do whatever and, get a boatload of stuff for him before you sign him, I'm like, all right, cool. But you give him money first and then trade him, it makes you look very, very stupid. Now, his behavior, whatever it is, you know what I'm saying? You got to understand something. I agree with the fact that a lot of the things that he was doing, OBJ, was kind of crazy and, negative or whatever like that. But he's 25 years old, and he has a lot of, the quarterback situation was the major issue. And I agree. Like I said, I'm outright and telling you, if you go back to my podcast after that playoff game with Eli Manning, however many years ago that was, you can look it up and you can see what I said about Eli. I was completely impressed. I was like, yo, this guy was throwing dots, and all the receivers were garbage on the Giants that day. Every single one of them. Drop. But OBJ got better. OBJ, at the beginning of the 2018 season, within the first 4 weeks or whatever when they played the Jaguars, if you guys go back and look at film on that, OBJ was routing Jalen Ramsey, just routing him. Post routes, zigs, in routes, comebacks, he was just doing them dirty. And Eli Manning just could not get him the ball. It was either thrown into the dirt or overthrown or intercepted. It was really, really stupid, right? So that frustration built up. And then he started to say and do a lot of things that, people probably, like, it's no place for that. Like, it's a business model. You can't do what, what I'm saying? Like, you got a quarterback that won 2 Super Bowls. He beat Tom Brady twice. I agree. You can't say those things, but everybody has seen the depreciation of Eli Manning. So with that being said, Dave Gettleman, instead of trying to look to get somebody that you can put in right away, because I do believe that Haskins is a guy that's more NFL ready based on looking at his, looking at how he played, everything like that, his college tape. He looks like he can go in there and go do something. At least he could be better than Eli Manning at this point. Because one of the things that you guys have to understand, Eli Manning can't really throw the ball deep anymore. At one point he had a really good, deep throw. Now he's just, underneath to Saquon. He's throwing a 2-yard pass. Like he's throwing a slant for 3 yards. It's not a lot of explosive plays. And I think the New York Giants are holding on to something that's no longer there. That's just my opinion, though. Like, I really feel that they need to move on. But, like you saw, like when you're going to move on and then they put, like, other quarterbacks in there that are straight trash, you know what I'm saying, like Geno Smith, the fans are going to go crazy because they know that Geno Smith is garbage. And the dude has always been trash. So if you put him in the game, that's why the New York Giant fans revolted. If you put a quarterback that's suitable in there, the fans are going to fall in line. If you're a New York Giant fan and you put somebody in that gives you a better chance to win, you're going to fall in line. But you can't put Geno Smith out there, and that's who you bench Eli for. It's a lot of mistakes that were made. The Giants are a hot mess right now. And I understand the frustration because a number 1 pick in the top 6, right? You lost all those games to pick him. Now, my gut feeling is that it's not going to work out. That's my gut feeling because it could be because of a lot of different reasons. It could be because the O-line is not good. It could be that he's just not ready. It could be that he's just not suitable to really, take on all this pressure right now. Because remember, in addition to being drafted to New York media is out. Like, them dudes is hard-nosed Rottweilers, dog. You go out there and have a game like Nathan Peterman, you know what I'm saying, Daniel Jones? Like, it's going to be crazy out here in these streets. Like, dudes is not holding back with the questions. So those are the things that we have to wait to see how it's going to actually work out. But I just don't know if it can. Because, pressure really busts pipes, and it's all fun and good to be drafted number 6. You have to understand that the job of the GM is to draft the best player. It could turn out that Dave Gettleman is a genius. I'm going to go on the other side and say he's a complete and utter. I'm not going to say what he is. You guys already know what I think he is. Because like I said, it's no way possible that this man could do that he could trade OBJ and draft a quarterback that nobody knew would ever be drafted in the first round, all in the same year. Bro, like, you got to be comfortable in your job to do what this man's doing. Or I don't know what the Maras is doing. Like, who's in charge of what's happening? Because I'm telling you this right now. With all, like, if you take Haskins, right, and Haskins fails, it's not that big of a blowback because if you look at the board and how everything was going, it's more likely that people would have tried to get Haskins than they would Daniel Jones in the first round. I think that Daniel Jones probably would have been there in the second round. So if you wanted to still gamble after you get a couple of defensive players, there were so many good defensive players you could have gotten, that's fine. But I don't see another team that would actually draft this kid in the first round. I just don't really. I didn't see it based on all the mock drafts and everything like that. I just didn't see this happening. That's why, like I said, but again, if you like something, go for it. Just like in general life, if you think that this is the right thing, you put everything in there, bro. It's like Texas Hold'em, put everything in, bro. I'm going all in. Let's go. But again, if you're wrong now, because you know what he's doing, like I said earlier in the podcast, I think that this takes the pressure off Eli, and Eli can just keep going out there and do whatever he wants. And then, it'll give him a little bit of time to kind of see, like, Eli, you suck. Let's get you out the game and put Daniel Jones in. You see what I'm saying? Like, but he has a little bit less pressure than it would have been if Haskins was there because people would want Haskins out a lot sooner. But again, I feel really bad for the Giant fans because I don't know if this is going to be the smartest pick. This may go down in history as one of the most, well, no, because Jamarcus Russell was probably one of the most disgusting picks ever. But, Ryan Leaf, those guys. But this may hurt this franchise for many years to come. Either way, it's a countdown to Dave Gettleman's resignation. I'm going to see you guys and girls next time. One love.